As whispers of a potential solo tour spread like wildfire across social media and entertainment outlets, the anticipation has reached an all-time high. Fans, industry insiders, and even skeptics are all asking the same question. Will Jungkook launch a solo tour in 2025? Or will the world have to wait until 2026? This question is not just idle curiosity. It carries with it the weight of fan devotion, industry projections, and the cultural significance of what such a tour would mean for both Jungkook and the global music landscape. The mere suggestion of Jungkook taking the stage alone, city after city, night after night, has sparked conversations that transcend fan bases. It has become a global cultural debate, where timing, business strategy, and artistic expression converge. The speculation surrounding Jungkook's solo tour did not arise in a vacuum. His solo debut project already laid the foundation for the kind of demand that most artists can only dream of. His singles dominated charts worldwide. His collaborations with international producers revealed a global artistic vision, and his music videos shattered viewership records within hours of release. Beyond the numbers, however, was the emotional resonance. Fans connected to the sincerity in his voice, the vulnerability in his lyrics, and the charisma in his performances. When the first rumors of a solo tour began circulating, they spread faster than official announcements usually do. Entertainment insiders hinted that tour discussions were on the table, though no dates were set in stone. Some claimed that early negotiations with stadiums in the US, Europe, and Asia were already in progress. Others suggested that 2025 might be too soon, with 2026 being a more realistic timeline once other BTS members completed enlistment. Yet in today's digital ecosystem, the mere whisper of possibility is enough to ignite a frenzy. On Twitter, X, TikTok, and Weibo, millions of posts under hashtags like Jungkook Solo Tour and JK World Tour began trending within hours. Fan-created posters of imaginary concert stops circulated widely, blending fantasy with anticipation. Analysts noticed that even stock prices related to HYBE, the company managing BTS, showed small fluctuations whenever the rumor gained traction. This is the level of influence a potential Jungkook tour carries. It is not just an artistic event, but also an economic and cultural one. For ARMY, Jungkook's potential solo tour is not simply about seeing him perform. It represents years of loyalty, love, and patience being rewarded. Many fans view Jungkook not only as an idol but as a figure they grew up alongside, someone who matured in front of the world's eyes. His struggles, growth, and victories became shared experiences. A solo tour would allow ARMY to experience him in a way that is entirely personal without the shared spotlight of BTS. But as an artist carving out his own stage, there's something emotional in imagining Jungkook standing under the lights, singing songs that carry his personal stories, and connecting directly with fans who have waited through uncertain times. For many, it would be a moment of both pride and intimacy. Pride in seeing how far he has come, and intimacy in hearing his voice tell his own story in real time. At the same time, ARMY's emotions are mixed with anxiety. If 2025 does not bring the tour, will 2026 feel too far away? Some fear that waiting too long may dilute the momentum he has built as a soloist. Others argue that patience will only heighten the eventual impact. The debate itself is proof of the emotional intensity tied to the tour's timing. From an industry perspective, Jungkook's solo tour is not just about fan demand, it's about global positioning. Western record labels, many of whom have already sought partnerships with him, understand the commercial power he wields. A stadium tour would cement his status not just as a Korean artist succeeding abroad, but as a global pop star in his own right. For HYBE, the decision carries strategic weight. Launching a tour in 2025 would capitalize on the current wave of excitement and solidify Jungkook as the face of K-pop's solo expansion into Western markets. Delaying until 2026, however, might align better with BTS's eventual reunion timeline, allowing Jungkook to carry momentum from solo to group activities seamlessly. Both paths carry advantages and risks, making the decision complex. Touring also involves logistics, booking stadiums, managing schedules, ensuring physical health, and securing sponsorships. The scale of a Jungkook tour would be massive, comparable to top-tier Western acts like Taylor Swift, Harry Styles, or The Weeknd. It would demand careful planning to ensure that the promise lives up to expectations. The anticipation for Jungkook's solo tour is different from that of any other artist. With many artists, fans expect performances of familiar hits and polished stagecraft. With Jungkook, there is an added layer of curiosity. What will his solo identity on stage look like? He has always been known for his ability to adapt, covering songs across genres, showcasing dance versatility, and experimenting with different musical styles. A tour would finally provide a complete answer to what kind of solo performer Jungkook truly is. Would the tour lean heavily on his R&B influences? Would it incorporate rock elements he has flirted with? Would it maintain the high-energy choreography fans associate with BTS, or pivot toward a more vocal-driven show? These questions make the anticipation not only about when the tour will happen, but what it will reveal about Jungkook as an artist. Timing, more than anything, is what fuels the intensity of current speculation. If Jungkook launches a solo tour in 2025, it would be viewed as a bold statement that even during BTS's enlistment hiatus, he is capable of carrying the banner of global K-pop on his shoulders. It would also mean that fans would not have to wait long to see him live, keeping the connection strong and the momentum alive. If the tour is delayed to 2026, the narrative shifts. It becomes a story of patience rewarded, of an artist taking time to refine his vision before presenting it on the world stage. For some fans, that would add to the emotional weight. The idea that Jungkook waited until he was fully ready, making the eventual experience even more powerful. Both options are emotionally charged, which is why the uncertainty feels so overwhelming. Fans are not just waiting for a concert announcement, they are waiting for a defining moment in Jungkook's career. Every move is being analyzed not just as a musical venture, but as a precedent-setting moment. The first time a BTS member could launch a full-scale solo world tour on their own. Success here would not only elevate Jungkook's status, but it would redefine the roadmap for how K-pop soloists engage with global audiences in the future. The financial projections for a potential Jungkook tour are staggering. To understand the scale, one can compare it to BTS's past tours, which generated hundreds of millions in revenue. Even at a reduced scale, focusing solely on one-member ticket sales alone could bring in tens of millions. Adding merchandise, streaming deals, and sponsorships, the numbers climb into the hundreds of millions. Corporate sponsors are already rumored to be circling. Jungkook's association with Calvin Klein, for example, could evolve into fashion partnerships on tour, with exclusive merchandise lines. Beverage companies, tech brands, and luxury labels are all potential collaborators, knowing that aligning with Jungkook guarantees global visibility. The branding power he carries is unparalleled among solo artists emerging from a group context. From HYBE's perspective, this is not merely about short-term revenue. A successful tour would solidify Jungkook's position as a standalone global brand, one that can operate parallel to BTS. This diversification strengthens the company's financial resilience, while also proving that BTS's members individually can dominate markets as powerfully as they do collectively. While the economics are undeniable, the artistic challenge is equally pressing. A solo tour is not simply about singing songs from an album, it is about creating an immersive experience that communicates the essence of an artist. For Jungkook, this means defining what his identity as a solo performer truly is. Unlike BTS concerts, which are built around themes of unity, resilience, and collective growth, Jungkook's solo shows would need to reflect his personal journey. Fans expect not only his hits but also moments that reveal his individuality, stripped-down performances that showcase his vocals, storytelling segments that explain the origins of his songs, and choreography that expresses his personal style. The setlist itself becomes a canvas of identity. Will Jungkook include BTS songs as tributes, or focus solely on his solo work? Will he debut unreleased tracks during the tour, turning concerts into moments of discovery? Will he experiment with different musical genres city to city, tailoring experiences for local audiences? Each of these choices will shape how the world interprets Jungkook as an artist beyond BTS. Perhaps the most powerful driving force behind the anticipation of a tour is ARMY itself. For years, fans have demonstrated unmatched loyalty and organizational ability, often driving ticket sales, chart rankings, and global campaigns without the need for heavy industry promotion. For them, the tour is more than a chance to see Jungkook perform. It is an emotional investment in his growth and independence. Online, ARMY communities are already preparing. Fan bases in various countries are strategizing potential ticketing systems, fan projects, and support campaigns. The emotional stakes are enormous. Missing out on tickets could feel devastating, while securing them could represent a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. For many, Jungkook's solo tour symbolizes the culmination of their years of dedication, a chance to witness the artist they watched evolve, step into his full power. There is also a deeper layer of pride at play. Seeing Jungkook succeed on his own stage is, for fans, validation of their unwavering belief in him. It is not just about attending a concert, it is about being part of history. Each performance would carry with it the weight of shared memories, making the live experience profoundly emotional. The debate over whether the tour happens in 2025 or 2026 is not just about impatience, it's about strategic positioning. If Jungkook launches in 2025, the move would signify confidence, a statement that he is ready now without waiting for external factors to align. It would capture the momentum of his solo success and prevent any cooling of excitement. However, waiting until 2026 offers its own advantages. By then, more BTS members may have completed their enlistments, allowing for a smoother transition between solo and group activities. It would also give Jungkook more time to expand his discography, ensuring that the setlist is robust and varied. Delaying could also heighten anticipation, making the eventual announcement even more explosive. Both options carry risks. A 2025 tour might stretch him thin in terms of preparation, while a 2026 tour risks testing the patience of fans. The balance lies in choosing the timing that maximizes both artistic readiness and fan satisfaction. Beneath all the logistics, business strategies, and industry stakes, there is an emotional core to the discussion. The story of Jungkook as a young artist stepping into his own spotlight. Fans have seen him since his teenage years, watched him grow under the banner of BTS, and now stand on the edge of witnessing him claim his identity as a solo star. The tour, whenever it happens, will not just be a string of concerts. It will be the unfolding of a narrative, one that connects the past to the future, loyalty to reward, and fandom to artist. The emotional power of this narrative is what makes the anticipation feel so overwhelming. For Jungkook, it would mean proving not just to the industry, but to himself that he can carry the stage on his own. For ARMY, it would mean seeing their faith justified, their years of waiting answered.